Was tasked to go through 3 tubs of comics. And here's some of my wall of beauty that I did. First Alpha Flight, First Legion. What if uh, Venom possessed a Punisher? First American appearance of Psylocke. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, #1. Infinite Crisis. McFarlane, Spider-Man. There you go, buddy. Hulk cover swipe. Double cover of Deadpool. Harley Quinn. Just look at these cool covers. I love volunteering at my local comic shop. Very cool. Hey, what's up, family? This is Fred Hall from Direct Edition. Today, man, I'm like, I am really flabbergasted because I received not one, but two random act of kindness from two of my favorite YouTubers, guys that I became friends with through YouTube, which is crazy because I've had friends through Facebook, so to have friends through YouTube kind of takes me back a little bit. But I'm not gonna ramble. I'm not gonna keep going. But hey, man, I got two random acts of kindness, and the first one is from my boy Leonard Hutchins. And I really appreciate this, man. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that. So here's the first one. And then the second act of kindness is from my boy from Tennessee. Let's make sure I'm right. Yeah, he's from Tennessee, my boy Gory J. So stay tuned and let's go ahead and get these things open and let's see what they got me. All right. What's up, comic book peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And today we're just going to be going over, a random act of kindness I got from two of my good friends off of YouTube. One being my boy Gory J and the other being my boy Leonard Hutchins. I really appreciate this, man. I appreciate the love, and you guys know how I am. I'm going to get you back. I'm definitely going to reciprocate the love. Before I get into anything, I just wanted to show you this huge poster that came in Gory J's package. I was like, geez, man, when I pulled it out. Gory J knows I'm a huge fan of Wolverine. We're both huge X-Men heads. And I really like this poster, man. Words can't describe how big this poster is. Because my background in the dungeon is always like super huge and stuff like that. This poster is like super huge. I don't even think I can find a frame for it. But thanks, man. I love it. And let's go ahead and get into our sponsor. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by my fake Darth Maul from China. You know how we do on this channel. Let's get into some comics. Or should I say, let's get into some random act of kindness. Let's do this. What's in the box, man? What's in the box? I feel like the movie, what is that called? 7? When Brad Pitt was like, what's in the box? Let's crack this thing open. Bam, and there you have it, straight out the package. Oh my goodness. Oh my, man. Thank you. Thank you, Leonard, man. Thank you. Man, this is the Ray Starkiller base that you could possibly only find at Kmart. Me being a big Black Series collector, as far as Star Wars, man, I'm floored by this random act of kindness because this is almost like it's not about the money, but this is almost like I think almost up to like $30 because it's part of the Starkiller base. See, it comes with the diorama. Remember when she was fighting Kylo Ren? That's where that comes from. And man, you didn't have to do this for me, but thank you, man. And Like I said, it's gonna come back to you, man. I always, you know, people say I can't handle being blessed because anytime somebody blesses me with something, I try to bless them back, and it goes back and forth, and that's how me and Comic Book Window is. Comic Book Window buys me a statue, I try to buy him, a car. It's just like that with me, and I just really appreciate this gesture, man. So here's a cool look at the front of Ray Starkiller base, and here's a cool look at the back of the box. Man, I tell you, man, I'm like I said, thank you. That's all I can say because it can go with my fake Darth Maul from China. All right, so there you have it. That's the first random act of kindness that I received, and I appreciate it, man. What happened was when it came to my house, I work overnight. My wife said, "Hey, you have a package," and I said, "Okay, cool," and I went back to sleep, and that lasted for about 3 weeks until I talked to you, and you told me that it's been delivered. So I had to do a little bit of researching, and it was in my closet upstairs. So sorry it took so long to go ahead and do this, to show off. And I appreciate it, man. And, any of my friends on my channel, just hit me up, man. Let me know. And I'll send out a package to you. You send out a package to me because that's how we do in this community. We take care of each other. And not only do we collect comics, but we also collect action figures too. So very cool, man. So the next box is my boy Gory J. And as I said, Gory J had sent me this huge poster. It's really huge. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Well, it's already open, but let's crack it open again. All right, so my homeboy, my main man, got me Birds of Prey number 90. That looks like Black Canary fighting Deathstroke, which is very cool. I'm not sure if that's Black Canary. I'm almost sure it is, but we'll see once I crack it open and read it. So I got Birds of Prey 90, Birds of Prey 91. Very cool, brother. Batman number 458, 1991. It looks like you have the Hunchback of Notre Dame on there. Very cool. You got Catwoman Annual, 1996. Cool Joker cover. Really like that. Thank you, brother. Tales of the Teen Titans, 1987. So it's an old school crusty dusty. Number 76. Starfire is getting married. And look who's at the bottom hating. My boy Nightwing. And this is a newsstand. So very cool, man. Very, very cool. My boy threw in a nice Daredevil run. So this is Daredevil number 216. If you allow my 60 fingers to interrupt your video, let's see what year this is. Yeah, somewhere in my wedding ring. This is 1984. So this is another old school crusty dusty. Yeah, for you guys that know me, I love my old school crusty dusties. So that's very cool. So 216, Daredevil number 227, very cool Kingpin cover. Yes, man, love some Daredevil. And Daredevil number 240. That's very cool, man. I really appreciate that. It's a very cool cover. So I also got Amazing Spider-Man number 388. This is Peter Parker's parents on the front cover. Very cool. I remember when they came back, and I thought that was his real parents, but I think they end up being like some kind of clones or some kind of crap. But definitely, this is a straight shot at the 90s. I remember this being part of my childhood when Peter Parker parents came back. And yeah, very cool, man. Double-sized issue. Thanks, man. Wow, man. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 514. Mike Diodato cover. Is that his name? Yeah, Mike Diodato cover. Very cool because, I fell in love with Mike's work in my Dark X-Men run. And I didn't know that he had been drawing probably 10 years prior to that. But definitely love his art style. He has an art style of his own. And I've watched his art style progress to where now he's kind of grown into his own as an artist, and very cool, man. Love it. Man, I wasn't even aware that they had a series called Mephisto versus the X-Men. But this is very cool. This is X-Men versus Mephisto number 4. Old school X-Men. Let's see what year this is. 1987. So this is an old school crusty dusty. And the funny thing about this book was, while I was looking for the date, I just realized that Mephisto is like saying, I'm kissing Rogue. And for him to kiss Rogue, which I'm sure that he's kissing, or is that Rachel Gray? I think it's Rogue. If he's kissing Rogue, he's a beast because, Rogue absorbs your powers. And that's basically him saying, she can't absorb my powers. Very cool. Like I said, man, you're not going to find too many bigger X-Men heads than me and Gory J. And this is Uncanny X-Men number 446. I definitely didn't have this in my collection, so glad to have this in my collection. And it looks like a newsstand, which is very cool, man. So, yeah, can't wait to read this one. We also got Uncanny X-Men number 378. This is a throwback to the Age of Apocalypse. Very cool cover. It's a Adam Kubert cover. Yep. You also have Uncanny X-Men 375. This is a giant size anniversary issue. That's Professor X doing surgery on Wolverine. Definitely been looking for this, man. You jumped the gun as far as me finding this out in the wild, and I appreciate that, man. Very cool. Love that blue cover. From this point on, Gory J, man, you just really outdid yourself, man. I mean, you already outdid yourself with the books, but the rest of these books really have sentimental value to me because they're very cool, man. Especially this X-Men Legacy. I really love X-Men Legacy. I've followed X-Men Legacy through the hardcovers. I have a complete run of the hardcovers, and this is X-Men Legacy number 234. Very cool cover because if Rogue touches you, it's over, and she's basically telling you, "Come here," say, "Come on." So very cool cover, man. Very beautiful artwork, and yeah, man, definitely love my X-Men Legacy. And if you guys get a chance to read X-Men Legacy, it's very solid. That whole X-Men Legacy run on the X-Men, so very cool. Inhumans versus the X-Men number 19. This is a yard. This is a Yarden cover, and I definitely love Magic. I love all my X-Men, period. But definitely the Magic covers have increased in value a lot. So I definitely like this cover. I think it's very cool, man, and love Leona Rasputin and her big ass sword. Excuse me for cursing. But yeah, man, this book is very cool. Extraordinary. Inhumans versus the X-Men. Extraordinary X-Men number 14. Thanks. Okay, I just wanted to pause the video right quick and then tell you that these 3 books are going to be your main events. So let's get into them. Your first main event from my boy is Legendary Star-Lord number 1. The reason why I picked this for a main event is because it's a variant edition, and I love my variants. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have made 2 videos already about variants. Duh. But yeah, this is very cool, man. Star-Lord, variant. What more can I say but cool, man? So that's your first main event. And this is your second main event, which almost became your first main event because, man, I knew that artwork from when I first picked up this book. I said that has to be an Adam Hughes cover, and it definitely is. This is Ferris number 1, DC Vertigo, Adam Hughes cover, and you know how Adam Hughes draws, man. I freaking love Adam Hughes, man. As far as an artist, he's up there in the top 5. So very cool, man. Thank you. And I didn't have Ferris in my collection, so this will be my first book from that. So I thanks for expanding my brain because I sure enough wanted to start picking up stuff outside of my normal pull list. And you hit the nail on the head with this one. So this is the second main event. So let's get into your last main event. So when I speak of old school crusty dusties, this is what I mean. And when I talk about my love for old school crusty dusties, this is what I mean. I have in no way, shape, or form have any old X-Men on this old crusty dusty level. This is X-Men number 44. And let's see what year, because it's May 1968. Wow, this is old. This is so old. Man, and that's the reason why it's part of your main event, because I don't have any books that's that old. I think my oldest book is maybe in the 70s, which is The Spectre, number 14. So yeah, I'm definitely glad to have this in my collection. It does have some issues, but hey, all old school crusty dusties really have issues. You're not gonna find any book that's from that old in pristine condition. And I had to, come to grips with that in my comic book collecting, because I would pass on a lot of old school crusty dusties because I am an extreme collector. But I had to go back and relearn that a lot of your older books, they're going to be a little bit beat up. So you just have to, roll with the punches, and they're still valuable. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very cool cover. You have two angels. When I actually took it out of the sleeve or out of the poly bag to look at the date, I was scared to even open the front cover, because that's how, you know, dated this book is. But man, I appreciate it, man. This is very cool. So I'm just gonna show you guys some stuff that I had, picked up from Dave's 50 cent bin. And when I got home, both packages. Well, Leonard's package was already here, but Gory J's package arrived right as I was coming through the door with some cool 50 cent bin finds. And this is the first thing that I found in the 50 cent bin, which was very, very cool. This is RoboCop number 1, based off the movie series or the movies itself. And yeah, it's in nice condition. Nothing's wrong with it. Very, very beautiful copy. And I said I might as well just go ahead and show everything that I got right now instead of making two different videos. So this is based on the motion picture. Very cool. RoboCop number 1. So I also said to myself, I have to beef up my Robin collection. So this is Robin number 2. This is from, let's see what year. This is from December 1993. Very cool cover. So this is Robin number 2. Robin number 3. Robin number 39. And lastly, Robin number 41, that says maybe he should have stayed home and studied. Very cool, man. So I'm glad to have a little bit more Robins in my collection, because I definitely want to beef up my Robin collection. This is not Nightwing. This is Tim Drake, I think. So yeah, very cool. And I bought this book strictly for the cover. This is DC's Rose Gallery. Very cool. That looks like Darkseid on the front. I'm not sure. I really haven't cracked this thing open and read it. But definitely I'm going to do that this weekend. And I thought it was pretty cool cover, so that's why I picked it up. So there you have it. DC's Rose Gallery, and it doesn't even have a number on it. So let's keep going as far as my 50 cent finds. Definitely had to pick up this number 1 of my baby Anna Marie, aka Rogue. I became a big fan of Rogue the moment I saw her, and then when they showed her at 1992 X-Men animated series, I was like, finally people can see why I love this girl so, so much. So I was blessed to pick up Rogue number 1. A beautiful copy of Rogue number 2, which the Rogue number 2 copy is way more beautiful than the actual number 1 for some reason. I like that number 2 cover a lot more, but definitely cool. So Rogue number 2, another Rogue number 1, which I think is very cool. This will be my second copy. Me and Comic Book Window actually collected these off the shelf back in the days when they came out, back in like It must be like 2006 or 2005. So very cool road cover number one. And lastly, Rogue number two, which is very, very cool, man. Definitely love that cover. Love the way she's standing, and she definitely looks like the Rogue from the X-Men, what is it, movie? The first movie? Bryan Singer. So, very cool. Rogue number two. And so we're at the point in the video where you asked me, hey, Fred Hall, Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? And this is what I'm actually reading right now. This is my hardcover of the Avengers Volume 1. John Romita Jr. artwork. It wasn't bad in this book. I actually, like this book because it actually has something that happens with the time stream and, the four horsemen of Apocalypse and Apocalypse show up in this book. So that's a definite plus, and I definitely love this book. So here's a cool look at the front of the book. And here's a cool look at the back of the book. Very cool look at the back of the book. And yes, I do have some main events for you. So let's get into the main events. Now, I know you guys have seen this before in other videos, but you're definitely going to see it in my video because I definitely love Harley Quinn. This is Harley Quinn number 24. I could not wait for this to be in my pool list at Archaic Comics. So this is your first main event, and you know what your second main event is going to be if this is number 24. Your second main event is going to be Harley Quinn number 25, which is the connecting cover, man. This is so cool. I'm definitely happy to have this in my collection, man. I waited a couple of months to get this because I knew it was coming out. Just look at this Frank Cho cover, man. They are so beautiful, man. Love his sketches, man. But that would be your two-part main event. So let's get into your last main event. And your last main event is not worth any kind of money. This is still a dollar book, but this is one of my favorite covers of all time. This is the Goblin Queen, which is Madeline Pryor, the clone of Jean Grey, holding Nathan Summers Gray, Nathan Summers up. It's very cool, man. This is Inferno. I definitely want to complete this run in my X-Men collection. This is a very old school book, but it's in pristine condition. And I just love this cover, man. And I'm glad to bring this to you for a main event because usually your main events are always heavy hitters or heavy hitters as far as money. But definitely glad to have this again in my collection. And this is a very beautiful copy. And yeah, that would be your main event. And so, once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. Shout out to my boy Gory J and Leonard Hutchins again. This was very cool, man. It really touched me. It's very sentimental. And like I said, I'll have you guys something in the mail pretty soon. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I don't need to tell you guys like and subscribe and, go and follow them and stuff like that because these dudes are cool, man. And if you're a comic book collector or a fan of comic book channels, then you already know to look them up, man, and subscribe to these two cool dudes, man. But thank you guys a lot. And remember, words of wisdom is to focus on the ones that show you love and not on the ones that don't show you love. The ones that don't show you love, man, we're going to forget about them and we're going to keep on rolling. We're going to keep on, moving, and we're going to keep on being positive. And I pray that everything you guys touch turns into gold or prosper. You guys be safe out there, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks, fam. Peace.